Some community members in Fresno now speaking out against the sales tax they say isn't being distributed fairly across the city.
And you just notice, if you want to go to the quote nice parks, you always end up having to go to like North Fresno, to Woodward Park.
Here why they say the allocation process doesn't align with the requirements outlined in Measure P.
Nothing doing yet, but we are tracking the rain. It is on the way. We'll let you know when it's going to get here and how much you can expect.
A sigh of relief for drug makers this morning after President Trump pressed pause on pharmaceutical tariffs. Why he believes his recent deal with Pfizer could be used as a blueprint for other companies to follow.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, great day.
We begin this hour with a live look at downtown Fresno on this Thursday morning. Today's high in Fresno will be 83 degrees. The question a lot of parents may be wondering, though, do I send my kid to school in shorts or pants? Good morning. I'm Liz Gonzalez.
Good morning. I'm Christina Rodriguez. Kim Stevens is on assignment.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you for joining us. And I think all that depends on the dress code at the school.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not going to be terribly cold out there. We still got 80s going out there today.
No, but when you send them off, it's going to be a little bit cooler, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Take a sweater.
Yeah, I'd say dress in layers. I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah, no, you can.
I don't know, can you layer pants? I don't
Well,
know.
the zipper pants that we used to have.
I don't know. You do like the basketball players do. You put on the tracksuit and then
rip it off.
Rip it off when it gets hot. Can you do that? I don't think you can.
But I mean, I think the light sweater thing, she's onto something. But just remember that if your kid's taking a light sweater, label that sweater because otherwise you may never see it again.
Yeah, or pants. You said it. You said shorts or pants. So.
That's true.
Yeah, but it is going to rain. I think the question is umbrella today.
Okay.
So let's take a look at your day planner here and see what's going on. Right now, it's not too bad. It's a little on the cloudy side. 65 outside right now. Winds are to the northwest at 5 miles an hour. The dew point is at 57. And the rest of the day, check it out. At 10 a.m., you'll notice an increase in cloud cover as the day goes on. 10 a.m., 71, noon, 78. 5 o'clock, by the time we get there, we got a good chance of rain and thunderstorm activity going. 81 degrees for us at 5 o'clock as well. Yeah, that rain's getting here a little earlier than we thought, but here nonetheless. Coming up, it's the next weather maker. Yeah, we're going to track this rain for you, and we'll see how much you can expect where you live.
Happening now, a man accused of carrying out an attack on a synagogue in the United Kingdom is now believed to be dead. Police in Manchester say at least 2 people have died and 3 others were hurt after a driver plowed into a crowd outside a synagogue observing the holiest day on the Jewish calendar, Yom Kippur. They say that he then stabbed a man shortly after. Police say that they shot the man believed to be the attacker. And the mayor of the greater Manchester area says that, quote, immediate danger appears to be over. In a post to X, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer says that he is appalled by the attack and that he is sending additional police to synagogues across Britain following this attack. The head of Community Security Trust, which is a charity that monitors anti-Semitism in the UK, said that there is significant security in place between British police and the Jewish community on all major Jewish festivals. Manchester, by the way, was also the site of the deadliest attack on British soil in recent years. Back in 2017, 22 people were killed during a suicide bombing at an Ariana Grande concert. A Fresno sales tax meant to improve parks and arts programs is now under some heavy criticism. 7 years after voters approved Measure P, some people who live in South Fresno say they're still waiting to see results. People in Fresno, on average, pay about $39 a year per household through the sales tax. That's about $37.5 million a year. Measure P funding is divided up into 5 parts, with most of the money going towards improving and maintaining parks, beautifying trails, as well as arts and culture. At Monday's meeting of the Parks, Recreation and Arts Commission, people questioned how the arts money is being rewarded, even those whose projects have already been funded.
This is not a matter of winners or losers. I myself am a winner. This is about community. This is about not centering privilege and doing things the same old way, but doing things in a new way that is equitable for everyone.
According to Commissioner Jose Leon Barraza, $200,000 out of $16 million had been allocated to Southeast Fresno under the Arts and Culture section. One key feature of Measure P is that at least half of the funds must be allocated to the highest need neighborhoods.
I do feel like we've lost sight of the original intention, because it does seem like, although there are some things happening in South Fresno, a lot of the work that's being done seems to still be concentrated in North Fresno.
Driving through South Fresno, this is what parks in the area look like. Broken nets, downed trees, boarded up windows, as well as graffiti. That's at Hinton Park, but not much of that was seen on parks on the north side of town. We did reach out to Fresno Arts Council Executive Director Lilia Gonzalez Chavez to see how exactly arts applicants are being selected. People wanted to know whether the awards are proportionate to the city's demographics and zip code. We have not yet received a response.
All right, time for checking that forecast here for you at 5:05. And yeah, we got rain on the way today, and you kind of see what's happening. Cooler temperatures on the way as well. The cooler temperatures coming from this cold front here that's working its way in. We're going to see our temperatures drop pretty well below normal here into the weekend here. Not really today, though. Low pressure, though, is stirring up quite a bit of moisture there and going to push that in to our area, really. And we'll see a good amount of rain. And yes, snow up in the High Sierra today there. So let's track this storm here and see what's going on with it. About noon today, you can kind of see some heavy stuff going on just north of the San Joaquin Valley there, but getting into the northern Sierra as the day goes on. By 5 o'clock, though, that's when we can start to see some rain here on the valley floor. By 5 o'clock, that is. And you can kind of see how it's going to go here, tracking into the Sierra Nevada mountains with the heavy stuff by 9 o'clock tonight there. All the rain we're going to get on the valley floor isn't going to be much. It's really the mountains that are going to be of more concern there. By 6 a.m. tomorrow, you can kind of see these higher elevations here, these pink and purple shaded areas. That's where snow is expected, where they could see about an inch, at least an inch in the higher elevations. Tioga Pass could see up to 3 inches of snow there. Everybody else looking at a good amount of rain lasting into tomorrow morning there, and to really kind of hang out along the foothills and mountains there into the morning tomorrow. Lingering into the afternoon there, but not much expected out of it, and then it starts to break up, and then it gets out of here by Friday night. Not expecting any more rain the rest of the weekend. So it's really today into tomorrow, and then we're done. All right, so how much? Well, check it out. Here's the valley floor. You can see nobody's really getting more than 1/10 of an inch, if that. Especially in the South Valley there, they could get up to that. In some places like Merced and Los Banos, it could be at least 1/10 of an inch there. Look at the mountains, though. Mariposa expecting 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain out of this storm. Up to 3/4 of an inch in Oakhurst, up to 1/2 inch in Shaver Lake. 1/4 inch expected, or up to 1/4 inch expected in Sequoia National Park. And then again, those higher elevations like Tioga Pass, up to 3 inches expected there. The next 3 days look like this. After today and tomorrow with the rain, it's a 70% chance of rain and thunderstorm activity for us, by the way. 83 is our high. 75, though, tomorrow, 10% chance of rain in the morning. And then Saturday, it's all cleared out, nice and sunny there, 5 to 10 mile an hour winds, and our temperatures are staying in the 70s there, 79. So tomorrow and Saturday should be nice and cool out there for us, and your overnight lows are going to be in the 50s. All right, up next, let's take a look at your air quality and allergy report. We'll see how that's looking here for your Thursday.
Time is now 5:07, day 2 of the government shutdown, and lawmakers of both parties still can't agree on how to fix it. Democrats want a funding bill that reverses Medicaid cuts and extends expiring Obamacare subsidies. Republicans want a fairly clean continuing resolution. But shuttering the government is starting to have an impact. FBI Agents Association released a statement saying the shutdown could weaken its ability to perform its duties. The White House says it'll soon use the shutdown as a reason to lay off federal workers.
Unfortunately, because the Democrats shut down the government, the president has directed his cabinet, and the Office of Management and Budget is working with agencies across the board to identify where cuts can be made, and we believe that layoffs are imminent.
Sources say the White House also thinks a food program for women, infants, and children could run out of money by next week. A recent survey shows about 1/4 of military families rely on the program known as WIC. Service members are among the federal workers no longer getting paid. One recent study also says about 10% of children in active military families are on Medicaid. Many are now wondering how the shutdown will impact veterans and their families. Yesterday morning, portions of federal funding ended for the Department of Veterans Affairs. However, the majority of VA benefits and services will continue. The San Joaquin Valley National Cemetery in Merced County says that VA medical centers, outpatient clinics, and vet centers will remain open, and burials will continue at national cemeteries. Applications for headstones and burial benefits will still be processed, but there are some areas that will still be impacted. VA regional benefits offices are closed, The GI Bill hotline is shut down. Public affairs and outreach to veterans has also stopped. But the VA will not provide veteran career counseling or transition assistance programs either. Veterans who need help can still call the VA Contact Center's hotline at 1-800-MY-VA411. Again, 1-800-MY-VA411. Or they can call the Veterans Crisis Line at 988. Both of those are open 24/7. U.S. Forest Service offices around Fresno County are now closed, leaving hundreds of people out of work. Fresno County Supervisor Nathan Magsig posted to Facebook yesterday that if a spending plan was not passed, the district office will be forced to close to the public today. He did specify the government shutdown will not impact staff working on the Garnet Fire. The headquarters for the Sierra National Forest is in Clovis on Toll House Road. To learn more about how the shutdown will impact the agency, you can visit our website at kmph.com. Meantime, national parks or monuments are now scrambling while still open to millions of visitors who frequent them. The Department of Interior says nearly 13,000 National Park Service workers are impacted in the shutdown. A contingency plan says that some national parks will stay partially open. For example, Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona will remain open with some visitor services reduced. The Lincoln Memorial and Thomas Jefferson Memorial will still be fully accessible throughout the shutdown. And the governor of Colorado says all 8 of Colorado's national parks that collect fees will remain open during the shutdown until fee revenues run out. However, here in California, Muir Woods in Marin County and Fort Point National Historical Site in San Francisco are closed. Now let's take a look at how the national parks in our backyard are affected. According to a source close to the Park Services, multiple Yosemite National Park rangers and federal park employees were furloughed around noon Wednesday. Gates do remain open, but many essential services are either closed or running with minimal staff. Visitors can still drive in, hike, dine in at restaurants, and even camp, but they'll notice a difference right away. Toll booths are empty, visitor centers are closed, as well as ranger stations. Ranger-led programs are canceled. Even so, the park is open and visitors from afar are thankful.
It's an amazing place, as you know. So delighted it's still open.
Trails, campgrounds, and roads remain open, but staffing is limited to keep the restrooms clean and to take out the trash. Yosemite Valley shuttles, along with Mariposa Grove shuttles, are still running. But if you're planning to go, bring a trash bag to help keep the forest clean. By the way, it's a similar situation in Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. Several attorneys general are now rallying against the Justice Department. Why they say a new rule about undocumented immigrants impacted by serious crimes is flawed. Time is now 5:12.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres with Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.